So yesterday we were adding and subtracting fractions with the common denominator, right? And we started off with some that already had a common denominator, like maybe 2x plus 1 over plus 3x take away 5 over 5, right? And the adding was no big deal. 2x plus 1, that thing, plus this thing, all over my common denominator. The common denominator doesn't change. If it's 5 and 5, then it stays 5, right? And then all you had to do was combine like terms. 2x and 3x. I have 1 and a negative 5. Right, yes, negative 4 all over 5. And so that would be your answer then, right? And then I believe we had some that you had to get the common denominator first, right? Right? So if I had 2x plus 1 over 5 plus 3x take away 5 over 2. Did we have some like that yesterday? Yes. So you had to get a common denominator with those before you could add it. So the way that I like you to do that is to go off to the side, 2x plus 1 over 5 and 3x minus 5 over 2. What would your common denominator be with a 2 and a 5? Right, yes, 10, right? And of course, before you did anything, you'd put parentheses around these, right? 2 and 5, so my common denominator is 10. You would ask yourself, what did you multiply by? Right. So you'd have to multiply the top by 2. So I have 2 and then a 2x plus 1. Same thing here. What did I multiply 2 by to get a 10? Altogether? Right, yes, 5. Good, 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 good. So I have to multiply the top by 5. Like that? So then we come over here and put in the equivalent fractions. This one is a 2x plus 1 all over 10. And this one is a 5 times 3x minus 5 all over 10. So we shall 2x plus 1, 5, 3x minus 5. Now what? Now what? Right, yes, you've got to distribute this. So is that a 4x plus 2? Don't forget, 2 times 2x is 4x. 2 times 1, 2. Let's move over and do the same thing here. That'd be 15x. Oh boy. 5 times negative 5 is minus 25. All over 10. And last, right, yes, you've got to combine the like terms. I've got 4x and 15x. I think that's 19x. And then I have a negative 25 plus 2. I borrowed $25 and I paid you back 2. I still owe you $23. And 19 and 23 are both prime, so I don't think you're going to be able to reduce this at all. So do you remember doing that? Well, today we're going to do almost the same thing, except we're going to throw in some variables. We're going to throw in some letters in the denominator. This is algebra, you know. So 3 over 2x, 3 over 2x minus 1 over 8x squared. And we have, in the last lesson, we worked with denominators that had letters in it, so it shouldn't be too bad. Somewhere over here, I'm gonna, while you help me figure out what the common denominator should be. It's gotta have a number part and it's gotta have a letter part. It's gotta have a number part and it's gotta have a letter part. It's gotta have a number part and it's gotta have a letter part. So I have a 2 and an 8. If it was just 2 and 8, what would we use for our common denominator? You could use 16. Do I have to use 16? Could I use something smaller? 16 would work. 8. Could I use 8? If you use 16, it would reduce, right? But I don't like to reduce. So what about the x part? I have an x squared and I have a regular x. I have one of those and I have 2 of those. Remember, what's more, 1 or 2? 2. So my common denominator is going to have 2 of those. Oh, look at that. Do I need to multiply by anything? No. Yay. That one just stays the way it is. Yippee, half the work is done for us. What do you multiply by here? 2 times what is 8? 4. I have 1x, but I need 2. So I'm going to need 1 more x. So if I multiply by 4x here, I have to multiply by 4x here. What is 3 times 4x? Right, 12x. And this one, yay. So I have 12x over 8x squared. And this one doesn't change. So I just have 12x take away 1 over 8x squared. Can I combine anything there? No, right? They're not like terms. And I can't reduce at all. So I think that's just going to be my answer then. That's not too bad, right? That's not too bad, right? How about one more of those? How about 8 over xy minus 6 over 7x. I don't know how you can do these without showing some of this. Those kids that turn the paper in with like all of a sudden the answer magically appears, they think I don't know, they're cheating. Not in this class, but in these other sections. What do I get for a common denominator? I've got a number part and then I've got a letter part that has 2 letters. Well, one thing at a time. How about the number? I have a 2 and a 7. What would my common denominator be for 2 and 7? 14? 14. How many x's? Yeah, I have 2 of them and 1 of them. What's more? 2. So I'm going to need 2. And then a y, I have 1y, 1y. What's more, 1 or 1? 1. So I'm going to need 1y. What did I multiply this by to get this? 2 times what is 14? 7. I have 2 x's, 2 x's. I don't need any more. And 1y and 1y. I don't need any more of those either. So all I have to multiply by here is a 7. Yay. What about this one? 2 times what is, sorry, I just told you. 7 times what is 14? 2. I have 1x, but I need 2. So I think I'm going to need 1 more x. 1y, 1y. I don't need any more y's. So what does that give us? 12x. 6 times 2x, 12x. So what do I have? This one is a 56 over 14xy, x squared y. 12x over 14x squared y. So 56 minus 12x all over 14x squared y. Am I done there? Why not, Matt? You got to reduce. I've been trying to reduce for a long time. How do I reduce? What goes into all of these? Right? 2. So how can I reduce? Remember, if it's subtracting, you can't just reduce. It's got to be times. So up here, we're going to have to make it times by factoring out a 2. 2 times what is 56? 28, she says. Thank you. And 2 times what is 12? X, right? So really, this is 2 times 28 minus 6x all over 14x squared y. Times. This is all times in the denominator, so we're good there. Is this times? Yes, so we're good there. So now we can cancel right here. The 2 and the 14, those are both divisible by 2. So divide by 2, divide by 2. What does that give me? 1 times 28 minus 6x all over, what's 14 divided by 2? 7x squared y. Can I cancel the x's? No, because I've got a minus. So I think that would be my final answer then. Does that make sense? Does that make sense? Does that make sense? Does that make sense? Do you have any questions? Are there any questions? Does anyone have a question?
We're on a strict schedule.
Does anyone have any questions? Are you breathing? Are we breathing? I'm on page 267. Page 267. And it's going to be 9 through 12 and 17 through 21. 9 through 12, 17 through 21, And that's good enough for today. And if you have any questions either today or don't forget tomorrow. And by the way, you all know that you're welcome. If anyone ever wants to come in on a Wednesday and get help, you're always welcome.